Hey Dad, hey Greg, hey everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you coming back and watching the videos. If you've been watching the videos and enjoying them, hit that like and that subscribe down below. That helps out. But I do appreciate everybody coming back and watching them. It is really helping motivate me to get out here and work on the car and do little things at least every week to try and get this thing moving forward. It's been in my garage or in my basement for a long time, and I didn't have a chance or the will to do much of anything with it. So it is helping as I see the subscribers go up and I see the watch time and everybody, all that increase. I do really appreciate it. Today I think I'm going to get started on removing the trim around the windshield. Try and get the trim around the top well, get that taken out, get the quarter glass taken out with the regulators and all that mechanism. So just to try and get this thing a little bit closer to being able to get it pushed out of here and get the pressure washing done. I may be able to get to some of the dash stuff. It just depends on how quick some of those quarters come out. I've never done the quarter windows before, and it looks like there's really no room to get those things in and out, but I'm going to see what I can do with it, try and figure this thing out. But I'd really love to get this thing out and get it pressure washed. I've already done a little bit of cleanup in the cowl. There was a lot of junk in the cowl, so I got most of that out. But I cleaned up the wiring harness, got that pulled out of here. I'm just going to put the front tires back on it probably today. I really appreciate everybody's encouragement and watching the videos. So let's get started and see how far we can get. Quarter glass out. That's all of it. Whew. I got the quarter window glass out with the regulators and everything else. That's the passenger. That's the driver's side. What I didn't realize at first was to get this piece out, all of these standoff, these threaded standoffs had to come out, and then had to wiggle it around in there to get it to come out, because that's a pretty tight space there. I probably could have gotten the top spring out of the way, but I didn't. Everything's out, and I'm just going to clean this stuff up a little bit, organize it a little bit, get some of this mouse or rat bed out of the fender here. And then we'll get started on trying to get the trim off of the top well, and seeing if I can't get that off without destroying it. And I'll bring you back whenever I get this stuff cleaned up and put back together. So I'm getting ready to get started on pulling this trim off. I have found 2 screws so far. There's one right here. This side I pulled out whenever I was taking out the quarter glass. And then there's another one right back here, and I didn't pull that one out yet, so I'll get to that one in a minute. I think from everything I've seen, these pieces right here these are the only 2 screws that I'm sure of. There may be 1 or 2 more, but I haven't been able to find them. I think this is just a slip connection here, but I think this is glued on. So I'll just try and take my time, be careful with it, and just try and pry this off. It's already got a couple of little places in it where it's got some dings and dents in it. It's really not too bad. This looks like it's the worst dent in the stainless steel trim here. So I'll just try and be careful and not make it any worse. But we'll just see what I can get done. Okay, so I found there is another screw here. That's why I was trying to be real slow and careful with it, because I figured that once I got to a place where it was difficult to pull up, the glue wasn't letting go, that there had to be another screw in there. So there is another screw, and I think I have to get the top up to get it out of the way. Now my top, this is a manual top, and I did some research on it, and I had a power top set all picked out, just about ready to buy it. Then I did a little more research, and the power top is not the same as a manual top. So if I were to switch this to a power top, I would have to buy a whole new top assembly, because the power top and the manual top, there is a bracket. I want to say it's right in here where this is different, has a different connection, so it won't work. If you put a power top on a manual, if you put the power assembly on a manual top, it'll just bend it up. So right now, I think I'm gonna be stuck with a manual top, which that's what the car came with, so I'm not terribly upset about it. It would be nice to have a power top, but it's not anything that you know, that I was just dead set on and disappointed in that I can't do it. It may come to where when it's time to put all this back on, I may go ahead and buy a power top frame and put it on here. But for right now, I think it's probably gonna be a manual top. I don't think it's gonna be that big a deal, so. But I'm gonna go ahead and take this other screw out. Okay, and it also looks like there are some clips that help hold it down. And here's what I'm left with. That's the rail where the clips hold the stainless steel trim on. And actually it looks a lot better than I expected it to. I really expected there to be some major rot in that area because of, you know, just all the salt and stuff being able to hold in that area. But when they put the glue back on it, they actually, or the tape or whatever this stuff is, they actually did a pretty good job of it. And if they actually took it off and put a new top on it, which I kind of believe they did. But at least this right here was done pretty well. There is a little bit of scale, a little bit of rust and stuff, but I think that'll clean up and be just fine. I'll be able to clean that up and prime it and paint it and do whatever else I need to do to it. I think it'll be just fine. So, a little bit of good news, a little more good news. I like it whenever I find stuff like this and less like that. And this is the trim. It's got, you know, a few little places here, just a few little places here and there. There's another one right there. The other side really doesn't look too awful bad. I think it can be easily polished up and fixed up and put back on. This is the bad spot on that one, which I have seen it to where you can go in there and knock that out and polish it back up and they look good. So I may end up trying to make these look good and put them back on there. It'll be a little bit of work, but some things I want to try and do and get practice at it. So that's what that stuff looks like. All right, so let's get the gutter out of here and get this raggedy, what's left of the old top taken out too. Okay, so let's get started trying to get this bottom trim off here. I don't know that I have all the exact right tools to get these other pieces off, but I'm gonna try with what I have. So I wanted to show you kind of what I was doing here with the hammer and the nail set. If you've got a screw, this is a stainless steel screw. So when your drill bit goes into these cross sections here, it will just kill a drill bit. And that's what happened to me on that other one. So sometimes if you've got a screw like this that is going to be difficult to drill out, you can take a nail set and come in here and get right on the edge. You can see right here where I kind of put a slot in it with the nail set. And you can just kind of drive it on around. You'll hit it this way, going that way, and then when it turns, when it turns and gets over here, you can come over here and hit it that way and just kind of chase it around. And that way it will help persuade it to move, and you won't sit there killing a bunch of drill bits. And you might be able to get it out. So that's what I did to these two that were up here, this one and then the one that was right there, and it worked for me. So just a little tip. All right, so there's all the trim around the window taken off. That took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. It was, they use that butyl tape everywhere, but it's a good thing. That stuff is still sticky, and I think that's what saved this front windshield frame. Everything looks like it's in really good shape. Still got a lot of the original paint on it. Not rusted out, the bolts and the clips are rusted out, but I'll take that over the windshield frame being all rusted out and having to repair and patch that. So a little bit more good news. I hope we continue to run into good news and not the bad. So we'll move on. Okay, so I think that's going to pretty much do it for today's video. I was able to get all the trim around the window, the convertible top well, and get the quarter windows out, so and all the regulators. So got all that stuff out. I got these things put back on. Even putting the wheels back on was a chore. They've got a washer that goes on there that are bent up, and it's terrible. But luckily I don't have to drive it. I just have to push it out of the garage. But I was able to get some stuff done today, and I'm really glad to keep progressing week after week after so long having the car. But like I said before, I really appreciate everybody stopping in, watching the videos, and I appreciate your comments. And if you have anything to say, just say it right down below. Hit that like, that subscribe. Next time I'll probably get started on removing the interior stuff, the dash, any of that stuff up there before I take it out and pressure wash it. I think that's going to be probably the last few things that I need to take out. Not that I'm really going to be saving or using much of it, but I want to get as much dirt and dust and crap out of it as I can. I was really surprised at how much mud and dirt and junk was underneath the front windshield trim. Got a lot done, and I appreciate everybody coming watching videos, and I hope you're enjoying it. I sure am enjoying working on the car. So till next time, thanks everybody.